Now I've trained quite a few providers, and I have a theory or a hypothesis. If the preparation work is done really well, and all the protectors have really given their permission, there is little or no reactive depression afterwards. Most of that reactive depression is protectors coming back on board and kicking ass because they're not happy with being shoved out of the way. So that would be like a tentative hypothesis from a very limited and prejudiced sample, but I think there's a lot of truth in it.
I have also heard you speak previously, I think in reference to Frank Anderson's work, that parts could get in the way of the psychedelics having any effect at all. And I know there are outliers, but of course, outliers in taking psychedelics, that's a huge subsection of people, that don't have any or a huge amount in a small subsection of larger amount of people that don't have any effects at all. They can eat 5, 6, 7, 8 grams, and it's not because of antidepressants or whatever else that might be, like changing the effects. And your proposition is that the parts might be able to shut off the psychedelic effects as well. Could you speak more to that?
Definitely. There's absolutely no doubt that can happen. And you mentioned Frank. Frank's a psychiatrist. And when he prescribes traditional psychiatric medicines, he will do an IFS interview with the patient first and get permission from all the parts to take the medicine, because he believes they can wipe out the effects even of major antipsychotics. So, yeah, I definitely think that's true. And I remember these people reporting to me that they were given this guy who was drug naive, massive doses of MDMA, and nothing happened. And I think that's exactly why he had very, very, very powerful managers who just clamped down, shut everything down. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a normal human capacity.
It's interesting because, I think this word is often misunderstood and misused in a bit of as almost like a pejorative or something. But the placebo effect is very real and very strong, being that the mind can create very real physical responses, such as positive effects, placebo, negative effects, nocebo. And that matters. And if your mind can receive a sugar pill and like heal some crazy disease better than a drug, who's to say that your mind can't also shut off whatever sort of like chemical or hormonal cascade that would result in an effect of a drug?
No problem. My wife's Korean, and I've studied Korean shamanism a lot. And it's fascinating. It's almost all women. One of the things they do is they have these incredibly sharp knives, and they'll take a silk scarf and go like this, and it just slits the scarf. And they fix those vertically. And then they get up on the knives and stand there and sort of dance. And that's where they prophesy, barefoot. And nothing happens to their feet. Nothing. And some of them have these ladders made out of these knife blades, and they will walk up the knife blades in bare feet and get to the top, and that's where they'll channel their spirits. So if you start looking at spirit possession worldwide, there are all sorts of physical effects that are way beyond what modern medical science can explain in any way. There's just dozens of them, So